to help us know. I am also keeping this seat warm for Mr. Magnifique. He is coming in from Capital Markets Authority. Once he's around, I will surrender it, and then Queen will continue with the questions. Thank you so much. Welcome, and may you be all blessed.
Thank you so much, Dr. Albert. That was a very good, introduction. And I would like to quickly ask Mr. Twagirayezu.
Muri Bralirwa, noneho yifuza ko yo yavamo igaha umwanya public kugira ngo bajye mu mwanya wayo, noneho yo ibigiye kure ibindi bikorwa ikora. Ubwo ibyo nibyo byitwa isoko rya mbere, hahandi Bralirwa yashyize imigabane ku isoko, abaturage baraza baha amafaranga Bralirwa deni yaha leta, noneho inyungu zikazajya zihabwa ba baturage basimbuye leta.
Yes, so what he was saying is that also another role that we do help is helping people to find shares, buy them. He gave out an example where in the past days, Bralirwa, the government of Rwanda had shares, some shares in Bralirwa, and then the government had an idea of selling its shares to the public, whereby now it itself could be focusing on other country properties and activities. Then those shares were put outside on the market, whereby now they were being traded, and some of the people from the public bought this, and then the interest that could come from all the shares that were bought in Bralirwa could be shared among the public, public citizens.
Ubwo navugaga muri primary market, noneho hakabaho icyitwa secondary market, isoko rya kabiri.
So he was talking about primary markets, now he is going to speak about the secondary market.
Isoko rya kabiri ukuntu rikora no kuvuga iyo ayo mafaranga amaze guhabwa wa mushahodo uvuyemo, noneho imigabane iraza ikaba listed ku isoko ry'imari n'imigabane, noneho igiciro kigatangira kikazamuka cyangwa kikamanuka bitewe n'uburyo company iri gukora. Iyo bari kugura ari benshi igiciro kirazamuka, abari kugurisha ari benshi kikazamuka, bigenda biterwa n'uburyo company iri guperforming.
Yes, so in secondary market, this is where now a shareholder takes out the feet from the organization and then chooses to sell out his shares to the public. Now in secondary market, they raise the value of the shares depending on the way the company does function. So if the company is functioning at a higher rate, that means that the value of the shares at the market will be also at a very high rate. But if the company is working at a very, a moderate rate, that means that also the price of the shares won't be higher.
Okay. Aho ngaho hari kubijyanye na shares. Ibindi dukora no kugurisha ama bonds, treasury bonds, hari government bonds, hakaba na corporate bonds.
So that I was speaking about now, shares. And another thing that we do, it's all about selling bonds or treasury bonds, whereby now there are two types of bonds, the government bonds and also corporate bonds.
Government bonds ni ukuvuga ni igihe leta iba ishaka kwiguriza muri public, noneho igakolectinga amafaranga, ikubaka imihanda, ibitaro, igakora infrastructure, then noneho nyuma ikazagenda yishyura inyungu buri mezi 6. Noneho niba ari nka bonde y'imyaka 3, ni ukuvuga bishyura buri mezi 6, nyuma y'imyaka 3 bakazabasubiza capital, bagatanga inyungu ya nyuma na ya capital yawe bakayigusubiza.
Okay, so during the government bond, this is where now the government borrows some money from the public, whereby now the contract is like this. They borrow the money to invest into the infrastructures, into different things that are needed in the country. And then the contract is that they do pay the interest for every 6 months in 3 years. And then after 3 years, the contract says that they do have to pay back the total money that they will rent. You understand? They do pay the interest every 6 months, but also after 3 years, they do repay back the rents the money that they were borrowed.
Aho nari ndi kuvuga kuri government bond ariko hari na corporate bond aho natanga urugero nka BRD nayo iraza ikiguriza muri public ni kimwe nuko government ibikora ariko usanga bitandukanira kuri amarate inyungu bagenda batanga. Corporate bond akenshi ziba ziri hejuru ya government bond kugira ngo abantu bazitabire cyane. Ariko nabo abari ibikorwa byo kugira ngo bagure business then banafasha abantu nyine kugira ngo bunguke nyuma bakazabasubiza capital with the interest.
Okay, so in corporate, he said that corporate is the same, is kind of the same as government bonds, but here it's all about PRD that I just said, where now people also they get borrowed, they borrow the money and then they get it. But the difference between government bond and the corporate bond is that the interest rate is higher in the corporate bonds than in the government bonds. That's all.
Yeah, wenda mwakwibaza se kugura bond birahenze cyane ariko the minimum you can start is 100,000.
So you would ask yourselves, is buying a bond something that is expensive? But he said that if you want to start buying a bond, the cheapest bond to buy is of 100,000 francs, of Rwandan francs.
No, kumigabaneho the minimum shares you can buy is 100 shares.
Yes. And if it's now in the terms of shares, in terms of money, the minimum is 100,000 Rwandan francs. But in form of shares, the minimum shares that you might be buying, it's 100 shares.
Thank you. Ubwo muragenda mubaza ibibazo ndabasubiza kuri your presentation.
So thank you so much. This marks the end of my presentation. If you do have questions, later you will be asking them. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you, Mr. Twagirayezu. I would like to, if you do have questions, please write them somewhere. And then we do have a QA session whereby questions will be asked, right? And silence, yes. So, Mr. Ndisanze, I would like you to give us a short briefing of this program. How did it come? What's your mission? What's your objective? And why did you come to UNILAC today?
Thank you so much. Before, I think that I too will stand, so that even those who are at the back can see me. So before I respond to her question, I'd like to come a little bit back to what my brother was saying about the capital market. You know, in life, whatever you want to do, whatever, whether it's studying, whether it's whatever you want to do in life, you'll need capital. Uzachenera amafaranga. You'll need financial assets to be able to fund whatever project you have in life. There are different ways to have money. Money can be granted to you. Sibyo? And granted either as umurage or as a gift, whatever. You can get money from a bank. You approach a bank, and the bank lends you money. But there are requirements to fulfill. But you can also get capital through the capital market, which she was saying. Now, the capital market, in your soko, that capital market, on that market, you can find different products. You can find shares. He was saying it. What we call, a category we call equity. Shares allow you to purchase a portion of a company. Huh? Shares. You can find bonds. That means these are papers put on the market by companies or governments in need of money. You give them money and they give you return. Second category. Third category. on the capital market, you can also find what we call collective investment vehicles, which is us. In Rwanda, they call it collective investment schemes. Now, this is a place where people in need, where people who have money, give us money for them to save, the saving objective. We collect those monies, we invest them in places and institutions in need of money, for a return. Now, there are other types of products on the capital market, but we won't go into them. Now, what we do now, Queen? RNIT was put in place, as I said in the beginning, to promote the culture of saving, to allow people to progressively accumulate capital. Remember capital? By saving. And this is the very first beginning of any journey towards freedom, as Doctor said, financial freedom. Saving. Whether it is a country, whether you are an individual person, whether you are a company, whether you are a university like this, you have to accumulate capital. Now, for us, we promote the culture of saving to allow people to accumulate capital. Now, saving is a journey. Is a journey which requires patience. Which requires patience. This man you see is called Ronald Reed. Ronald Reed. And his story was known in 2014 when he died, because he was born in a very poor family, very poor. And then he came to know, he came to meet people who allowed him to know about the Wall Street Journal, where he learned about investing. He started investing little by little. He was very poor. He was a petrol station assistant. So you can imagine his salary. But at the end of his life, he worked for the same petrol station for a period of 25 years. And then he took another job for 15 years. But when he died, he had left 8 million USD, which is huge. But that required him. People were astonished because everyone who saw him in his life thought he was a very poor person in need of help. But he had decided to align his life to his saving goal. Now, Queen, when we do public education, we meet many people who tell us saving is impossible. And you ask them why. People ask you, so with this life, how much can I save? Yet it is possible to start saving with whatever amount you are earning. Now, saving, how do you do it? I'm trying to be very brief because of time. How do you do it to save? To be able to save, you start with whatever little amount of money you have, but you put it aside. Saving is earning, kuona mafaranga. Decide what I am willing to save from my earnings, and then spend after having saved what I decide to save. But we often do it in the wrong way. We first earn, spend, and then realize there's nothing left to save, which is wrong. I remember when I was a student like you, whichever family member I would visit, they would give me some money, 5K, 10K, 4K. But when you see what you have done with the money, Sibyo, when you see what you have done with that money you have earned, sometimes you want to cry. We simply waste money thinking it's impossible to save. So saving does not require earning a lot, because there's a reality which has always been there, which will always be there in our life. Resources have always been scarce, are scarce today, and will always be scarce. Scarce ni kuvuga nta na rimwe bihaza. Resource amafaranga nta na rimwe amafaranga haza. So the solution is to adopt the culture of saving, otherwise we'll not have money to save. Because a student who can have, say, a pocket money of 3,000 per month, if you say you cannot save because you earn a lot, you earn a small amount of money, even if you get a pocket money of 1 million per month, if you don't adopt the other journey, saving, and then spending, but rather start by spending and then wanting to save, it will never work, because resources are always scarce. Now, RNIT Iterambere Fund. We tell people, we put in place Iterambere Fund to allow people to start saving today. And to allow people to save today, we have put to a strict minimum, the minimum we can accept in saving. And the minimum we accept in saving is 2,000 Rwandan francs. Amafaranga ibihumbi bibiri. Only. 2,000 Rwandan francs only. And you can save in Iterambere Fund as many times as you want. We have people who save 5 times a day, especially those motar, those abanyonzi, or people who have small trading projects. Choose them in Isoko. You can save as often as you want. So 2,000. Secondly, we tell people that saving is like swimming. As long as they tell you about the theories about saving, theories about swimming, I can tell you that to be able to swim, you just enter into a swimming pool, lie down, ease yourself, and then move your hands and your legs, and I assure you, you'll be able to move in the water without sinking. Isn't it easy? But as long as you haven't gone into the pool, feel how the water is, feel the mighty of the water. Water is very strong. You'll never be able to swim. Same as saving. Now, a warm welcome to RNIT, Rwanda Investment Trust, and to RNIT Iterambere Fund. You can open your account in a very easy way. We have put in place 2 systems. One is web-based, and that is shora.rnit.rw, shora.rnit.rw. And we have also a USSD, which doesn't require internet. You can dial *589# and then register. First of all, you have to register and then start saving today. *589# and start saving today. Or on internet, shora.rnit.rw. Now, her question was, why are you here? Today we are here to tell you what I've just said. As long as you don't start what you intend to do today, you'll never be able to save. But saving is very possible. In RNIT, we so far have a total asset under management. Total asset under management is the total amount of money you have so far collected. And it is more than 50 billion now. We have more than 70,000 people saving, both groups of people and individual people. We have companies saving with us. And the return we provide, last year, return per year, was 11.78%. And the government has allowed such products to be exempt from tax. So when we declare that we have provided an annual return equal to 11.78%, that's net of what we take. We accept nationals and international individuals. So a warm welcome to RNIT. Maybe I'll keep it there. I can provide more insights in the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ndisanze. That was a very good presentation, right? That was a very good presentation. Yes. Really? Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, so you've seen that we've gained another guest on the panel, right? He's a very special person. To me, when I was doing a research about him, he's a very special person, a very good intellect, right? So let's welcome Dr. James Ndahiro, who is the strategic advisor of Capital Market Authority of Rwanda. Let's give him a round of applause. Let's hear a short presentation about himself.
Madam Chair, I'm starting at a point of weakness because I was not here before, so I don't know what you have discussed and what you have not. Let me start by apologies. We apologize because we are supposed to be here. Are we together? Yes. We are supposed to be here at around 10, but due to other issues, fortunately we have made it. Isn't it? Thank you very much. But I feel there is a bit of cold in the room. You are not warm. What is happening? I'm going now to do this. I'm going to say, welcome to Capital Market Youth Forum 2025, and you give me 3 hand claps. Ta, ta, ta. Is that it? Okay, we start. Welcome to Capital Market Youth Forum. Welcome to Capital Market Youth Forum. Very good. Thank you very much. At least now I can talk with vigor. All protocols are observed. I don't know, maybe people who spoke before me may have observed all those protocols. As you are aware, the Rwanda government, in its wisdom, has established a capital market ecosystem to help me and you to participate in our own economic growth and to participate in the development of our nation. Are you ready to participate? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Can I tell you the secret now or a path to wealth creation? Can I? Yes. Okay. Do you want to be rich? Yes. Okay, now. But I will start with, let me tell you a story. And maybe that story will help you to shape your mindset of what you want or how you want to conduct your business in the future or how to look at the business environment. There was this study, one professor told us, a venture capitalist brought in $30,000 and he wanted to promote coffee business. So he went in one of the capitals in East Africa, I will not mention. He chose 3 groups of people. One, he went to an Asian man who had a cafe. He looked at it. It was very small, shallow, but providing coffee. He told him, "Do you need capital?" He said, "Yes." So he agreed to give him $10,000, and he left. The venture capital went to another guy, apparently who was white, who had a coffee shop. He looked at him. He said, "So you have moved all the way from Europe to come and start a coffee shop here?" He said, "Yes." "So do you need capital?" "Yes." Okay. He gave him $10,000. So he worked again and found this African who looked like me. He had a coffee shop. He told him, "You like this business?" He said, "Yes." "Do you need capital?" "Yes." He gave him 10,000. So he tracked them for a period of 5 years. When he came back, the Western guy had one coffee shop, but he had enlarged the coffee shop. The price of a cup of coffee had moved from $1 to $3. And the seats were like this one I'm seated in, very comfortable, with air conditioning, and the carpet, everything, luxury. But it was attracting top cream business leaders, politicians, and others who were able to pay $3 for a cup of coffee. He moved on. He went to his Asian guy. He found him still in the same room, tiny coffee. He asked him, "What did you use my 10,000 for?" He said, "Thank you very much. I've opened similar coffee shops around the country. I have now 9 outlets, and I am employing over 100 people. How much is your coffee?" "Still $1, but I'm able to serve more than 4,000 customers a day." Okay. So he went. He looked for the other African guy. He found the premises closed. He went, tracked him. The African guy had bought cows. He had a house in the village, a banana plantation, and 2 wives. He was comfortable there. He was the richest guy in the village. Are you with me? Yes. Who did better? It's not about one or the other. It's about the business philosophy and how you dream. If your dream is to have 2 wives and cows and a banana plantation, even if you get $10 billion, you will never go beyond that. Are we together? What you dream or what you wish for is what you will get. Are we together? So, you dream high, you work for it, you are able to get what you set out as a person. 2, it's about knowing exactly what you want. This Asian guy looked at his market share and said, "My focus is going to be serving these low income earners who can afford only $1. So it is a market, what? How do you call that one? It is his market niche, isn't it? He set out to serve those, and he concentrated on those. The problem we always have is we tend to jump in life. You jump there, you jump here, you jump there. The other one In his dream, he wanted an international standard coffee area that would serve his own niche. And his own niche are the people who can pay $3 per cup. Are we together? So, in life, we must understand that you get what you dream for, you get what you plan for, you get what you get out to seek. So, guys, dream well, plan well. But how do you plan? Let's start there then. Planning is not a function of existence of extra resources. It is about mobilizing those resources to fit within your needs. I found you discussing about savings. Do you know that in economics, people tend to illustrate savings as a function of income minus consumption, then you get what? Savings, isn't it? Now, you might say that my income is not enough to meet my consumption needs. Then what do I save? If you have that mindset, I'm assuring you life is going to be difficult. If we want to break the chains of poverty, we might think differently. Smart people save before they consume. Can't you do that? Guys, are you with me or I'm talking to myself? Can't you save before you consume? Is it difficult? Is it difficult? No. Let me give you an example. If, for instance, some of you are religious, sometimes don't you go for 40 days or even more starving yourselves? How do you call it? I don't know, since called guitar. Babwiyiriza bakabwiye? Kubwiyiriza. Kera numvaga mu university mwebwe ngo mwishinga ibikwasi. Nokujya gute? Kwishinga igikwasi, something like that. Now, if you can, for example, your budget is 20,000, you are supposed to live on that. Why don't you then say, I'll take 20% of that, save it before I even start consuming. So those days that I am supposed to pay and I don't have money for it, I go hungry for one day. Can you die? The reason is simple. Your financial liability, your financial needs are up to you. Nobody will come to handle your hand, to lift up your hand, to say there is an opportunity here to make money, you need this capital. Those chances are no longer there. You are exposed to a competitive world whereby you have to be smart if you have to get or prevail under those circumstances. So, savings is a culture, it is a value, and it is something we can learn. Many people, many nations survive on their national savings, both public and private. Private including young people like you who can save a penny. You know, they always say that, please be mindful of your penny, the rest will take care of itself, isn't it? You start by counting what? The penny, because eventually it's the game of aggregation. You start now. I remember young people in those old days, they used to have banks at home. A bank whereby they make a kind of a wooden box or whatever. There is a space there where you can drop a coin, but you cannot get it out. Isn't it? That was, it was called what? A big? There is a name for it. Piggy bank. Yes. Why do you think the old people introduced that? It was to prepare your mindset that you need not to consume everything. You need to save, because saving is a value and it is a determinant of your financial independence in the future. So, can we agree that the journey begins today? Are we together? Are you going to start saving? Yes. And you've been shown which instruments are on the market for saving purposes? Yes. And if so, why do you think that as young people, you cannot dream to be the billionaires of tomorrow? You can be billionaires because now the environment we are in is about innovation. Are you ready to innovate? Let me tell you, these degrees we earn here, you are here to earn a degree. That's one good thing, very good. Congratulations. But that degree alone is, I was going to use a bad word, I'm sorry. I was going to say another time, but let me say it is not useful enough. You need to acquire extra skills. You need to look at different sectors of the economy where you can participate. Did you see a group of brokers here? Brokerage activity is an activity that is mentioned theoretically, those who are doing business, economics, and others. But when you are reading it theoretically, you don't tend to grasp it. So there are some elements of that ecosystem that you don't get at the university, but they are out there. And are you aware that you can become now international employees? Are you aware? Where the world is today is, if you plan well, if you scale up your skills, then you can sit here and work in America, isn't it? Are we together? So that's where the world is moving. And if you don't change, and you change with the world, then the world will leave you behind. So as young people at the capital market, we are calling you to take the opportunity today. Don't sit back. Don't be comfortable with what you have. Be aggressive, dream large, and also use the institutions, the systems, and the opportunities that the government provides. They are here to build your future. They are here to enable you to take your destiny in your own hands. That's why Rwanda is always proud to invest in you. You are the future leaders. You are the future business leaders, future entrepreneurs. But if you have that independent mind, whereby you get solutions yourselves, you don't wait for others to give you a handout in order to survive, but you participate in building your own wealth. You will be respectable internationally. You will be responsible citizens. And I can only say that the sky is the limit. So we are there at the capital market. Anytime our doors are open. And I don't know whether they have told you about how we operate, but the market is organized this way. We are the regulators of the capital market, but we have players like the stock exchange, and we have intermediaries. That structure is good enough to help you with your ideas. If you have an idea and you think it makes business sense, you can approach the stock exchange. They have what they call an investment clinic. Do you know how you go to visit your doctor? Do you hide from your doctor if you want to heal? You open up to your doctor. So go and open up to the investment clinic. You say, I have this idea. I have done like blah, blah, blah. What I'm lacking is capital. They will look through and advise you that probably there is something else you need to do. But fortunately, we have now the ability to work with you, to support you, so that you create that company of your dream, so that you can commercialize your ideas, be competitive, and be billionaires of tomorrow. And we shall be proud of you as young Rwandans and the future leaders. Why don't I stop here and wait for questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. James. That was very awesome. I myself have learned a lot from you. So time is rushing. I had several questions to ask them, but to cut short time, I would like to ask one question. Mr. Ndasize, if a student here among us wants to start a saving account in RNIT, in 1 minute, tell us the process and the advantage of choosing that as the saving account over other saving accounts.
Thank you so much. The process is very easy. I mentioned it earlier. 2 steps. 1, registration. You need to register with us. We cannot accept your money until we know who you are. We call it technically KYC, know your customer. So we need your names, we need your ID, card number or passport, we need where you live, etc. So you go to star, actually you can do it today, right now. Pick up your phones. Everybody, pick up your phones. Dial star 589 hash. And then follow the prompt. Star 589 star. You will need to have your ID card number or your passport number. So we need to know who you are. Star 589 hash. Akanyenyeri gatanu umunani icyenda urwego. I see some people who did not pick up the phones. I want to tell you that registration is free. Registration is free. Please register. So follow the prompts. You choose the language. You fill in your ID card number. You select register. Kuandikisha. Register. And then you fill in your ID card number, passport number. You say what you do, your occupation. If you're a student, you say student, etc. So follow the prompts. Now, after registration, you can dial again that same number, 589 hash, and then, because this time you'll be registered, and say now, select save, or kwinjira muri system, enter in the system. And then you can save through mobile money, because that system is connected, is integrated, is linked with mobile money. So you can directly save from your mobile money. But caution, if you want to invest a big amount of money from your Momo, mobile money is costly. If you want to, so MTN will charge you a fee. But if we want to continue saving with us after registration, you can approach any bank. One of the slides had the account numbers. We work with all commercial banks. You approach any commercial bank, with our account number of Iterambere Fund. You deposit your money there, and after registration, those who have registered, they have received an SMS with an account number which starts with RAF 00 something, and then a username. So these are your credentials you use, and I hope you have created a password. The password will be 5 digits, just as mobile money. Yeah. So when you go to the bank, when you deposit your amount of money, please indicate in the purpose of the deposit your RIF number, RIF. Those who have registered will see in the SMSs the account number in Iterambere Fund system. So when you deposit amount on any of these account numbers, you don't need to have an account number in that bank. You just deposit money as you can deposit on my account. You indicate in the purpose of the deposit your RIF number, your account number in Iterambere Fund, not in the bank, in Iterambere Fund. So that's now the advantage of Iterambere Fund in comparison to other similar products. We cannot compare what's not comparable. Advantage 1, competitive return. There's no saving product, none in Rwanda, which can give you 11.78% return per annum per year. None. In terms of saving, second, it's liquidity. Whenever you want back your money, we facilitate access to your cash. This is called liquidity, access to your money. Once you've saved with us, every Thursday we accept, wow, thank you, it's the philosophy of the fund. Once you've saved with us, we facilitate requests for withdrawals every Thursday of the week. And we process payments in 4 working days. That means if you apply on a Thursday, the following Tuesday, you'll have your money. Some people ask us, why do you take 4 days to give us back our money? And we respond, to make sure that you have the most competitive return on the market, at the second you receive your money, we have to invest it. Because let me tell you, even those people who among you who have money that they have kept in different places, in banks, at home, I don't know. The money that you keep, but which is not earning enough, is not money kept, it's money you are losing. Because with time, money loses value if it is not invested. We have several people who have ibimina, who collect money. Please, people who are members of ibimina, tell your fellows to bring money in an Iterambere Fund so that it can earn enough, a rate which is much, much higher than the inflation rate, so that you don't progressively lose your money. 1 year ago, or 5 years ago, the amount of commodities you could purchase on the market with 5,000 Rwanda francs is not the same as what you can get today. So if someone has kept 5,000 Rwanda francs in his pocket or at home for 5 years, it's true he sees the note of 5,000 Rwanda francs, but actually he or she does no longer have 5,000 Rwanda francs. So I spoke about return, liquidity, but also, it's also safety. Safety. We are a regulated industry by the Capital Market Authority. So, second, the governance. The way, we cannot go into detail in this, but the way the system is governed is a way that guarantees that you cannot lose your money. And one of the ways is that we don't take cash. So the money you put into our system, into Iterambere Fund, it can't be lost. So you go to the bank or you transfer through mobile money, so we can know Jean-Paul Ndisanze deposit this amount of money on this day, he should be earning this much, etc. So a warm welcome to R90 Iterambere Fund. And remember, saving starts today. not tomorrow. To give you an idea about the urgency of saving, you know, even countries measure the way they save. Rwanda, as part of the development program of our country, the economic development program, Rwanda has planned to double our savings ratio to the GDP. You know, the GDP. Rwanda, we are still at 12.5% of savings contribution to the GDP. 12.75%. Some countries, as you can see on this slide, are at 57% of the GDP. I cannot go into details about what is the GDP, but the GDP is the total of what the country produces. Now, if our country aims to double the saving, it's not the country in Muchuka. It's you and me. We need to start saving today and increase our saving even if we are already saving. You want to go far? Save more. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Mr. Ndisanze. That was good, and I hope that you guys do use this saving account. I guarantee that it's good. So, time has gone, and our Islamic friends really do want to go to pray. But I would like to rush to this Q&A session. I will take 2 questions, if there are any questions. Anybody with a question to the panelists? Anybody with a question? Okay, there are 3. Okay. So you would stand up if it's okay for me to keep remembering the faces. Who's the next? Yes. So I do have 3 questions. And David. So.
Thank you so much. My name is Muisha Damas. I am a cryptocurrency and forex analyst. I would like to know, and I would like to ask about Aranating Talonbel Fund. What is, how can you compare your products with that government bonds? Because government bonds, like the recent area, it was about 13%. So how can you compare your products with that? The second, I'd like to know, to ask this man from CMA, how can you give like an example of these companies, how they are growing, so we can be assured that if we invest in it, we're gonna, we're gonna have a development, and I mean, profit. Because, for example, in Wall Street, we see like, for example, that man, Elon Musk, every year his fortune multiply like in 11 or above 10%. So how can you give us an example of these companies, how they are working? Thank you so much.
So I will take all the questions for them to answer them collectively.
Thank you so much. My name is Cedric Lacoste. I have 2 questions. First one, you mentioned about shares, that 1 shares is 100K, Rwandan francs. So if I buy 1 share, how about the interest that we get on that money that I bought for the shares? Secondly, about saving. In Rwanda, we have so many companies that are introducing about different kind of method of savings. So, and there is a local one which is Ikimina. So, based on Ikimina, there's a kind of period that you can't get your money. What about this program you are introducing here? How long, if I save money, how long will it take to be able to be allowed to start withdrawing those money that I have saved? Thank you.
David?
Okay, thank you. On my side, I just have to, actually it's 3 questions. The first goes for Twagirayezu JP about the CHD. Yeah, he talked about the bonds, and I would like a little brief about them. How can someone invest in the bonds, and how is the process of getting the profit, the interest rates and everything? And also you can tell us about the risks, because every investment has its own risks. So maybe we can know also the risks. And another question is about the Capital Market Authority. We as students, and especially Universe Club, it's good that we have got that kind of knowledge from you and experience. And I was asking if there is any possibility that you can offer us some trip, or try to connect with us guys after the knowledge we have got, so that we can also get the hands-on experience furthermore after this session. The last question is for Jean-Paul Ndisanze, LNIT Terambere Fund, about the corrective investment vehicles. About the investment, like you have said, we have created the accounts and we are ready to start investing. The rates you have talked about of earning the interest rates for our investment, are they compounded annually, like every year they compound annually? And another question is, like, when I want to close the account, maybe I've got an investment idea and I want to use the money that I've been investing. How is the process? Can I get money that really quick, or anything else? Thank you.
So thank you. That's the end of the Q&A session. You might start answering their questions.
Thank you. I think I'll try to be brief. RNIT, Terambere Fund, and bonds. Now, something I should have said, but because of time, I cannot say everything I want to say. All these products we are talking about, bonds, shares, T-bills, Terambere Fund, bank saving account, insurances, I'll add Ejo Heza. None of them excludes the other. Rather, each of them has its own objectives and requirements. Now, it's up to us to select where we want to invest, because we are free as investors. When we are talking about bonds and shares, I will not tell you, no, don't go into bonds, come into Terambere Fund. No, go everywhere. All these are important products which, when they work together, depending on your requirements, depending on your objectives, will serve you better. For instance, bonds and shares. Bond and Terambere Fund, what they asked. Bond and Terambere Fund. The bonds have their requirements. There is a minimum amount you can invest. If today you are not able to qualify in the purchase of a bond today, I would advise you to come to RNIT Terambere Fund, accumulate your capital, and probably one day you'll be able to directly invest in bonds, depending on their nature. But remember, I told you that Terambere Fund is exempt from tax. And when you collect your monies, we also invest them. And one of the products we invest in are bonds. So actually, in Terambere Fund, you can participate in bonds, although even if you did not qualify to go on the market and directly approach CDH and other similar companies to be able to invest in a bond. When we collect money from the public, one of the products we invest in are bonds, because we exclusively currently invest in what we call fixed income products, debt products. So those products, you invest in, they know the return you will get, and one of them are bonds. So no worries, no opposition. You are free to go directly and buy a bond on the market if you qualify. But if you don't worry. Come to Iterambere Fund, because through Iterambere Fund you can as well save in bonds, because when you collect money we also invest in bonds. And this facilitates the public, because even a person who can able to afford only 5,000 Rand francs to save, indirectly buys bonds through Iterambere Fund. Second question. They asked about Ichimina and RNIT Iterambere Fund and how one can withdraw. Well, now, one advice. If you want to save, remember two things. One, you must save in products that yield returns, that bring to you returns, net returns, that are as above the inflation rate as possible. 3 months ago, I think, I don't remember, but inflation rate in Rwanda must be around 5, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So when a product tells you that they're earning for you 4%, depending on your objectives, you have to select wisely. Because that 4% is taxable. You have to pay income tax, or 5%. Now when you earn 4% or 5% or 6% per year, and then deduct tax, what remains with you? How much are you remaining with? It's not 5. So, but, now, in our Iterambere Fund is what we call an open-ended. So you can come in or leave at any time. For us, you have no minimum time, no maximum. No minimum time you have to wait until you can withdraw. You can even deposit your money today, although that's not what we encourage. You can even deposit money today in Iterambere Fund because you have saved. Now, if you have a terrible issue and that need that money, you can even apply the following day and receive your money. But saving requires time. Time. Now, after I've explained this to you, saving is with time. If in any case you have a huge issue to solve, you shouldn't be able to go and borrowing money right and left while you have your saving. You can come and we give you the money. But to remind you, saving is better when it is done with time. Because saving is like a tree that you plant and then wait for it to have fruits. But if you need money, we can give you money anytime you need it. Now, I think I heard that Ichimina is within an insurance company. Remember this. When you approach an insurance company, what you are doing is not called saving. You are purchasing services of a person who can cater for your risks. You are buying a risk coverage. So an insurance cannot tell you that you are saving if they are earning 4% or 3%. I have nothing against the insurances. I told you all these products, they are for our good. Myself, I have 3 different insurance schemes I'm part of. But you have to be aware, your objective in approaching an insurance is not saving. You are purchasing risk coverage. Insurance don't sell saving. They sell risk coverage risks. I think I've saved enough. Another question, I think it was the last one.
Before we switch off or before we end this meeting, I want to answer but make 2 requests. The first request I would like to make is you should be aware of scammers. There are scammers out there who will pretend to have savings instruments that are going to make you rich tomorrow. Please, it never happens that way. If somebody is selling you a saving instrument, ask them whether they are regulated by the Capital Market Authority or Central Bank, the National Bank of Rwanda. Otherwise, they are out there to defraud, actually to steal your resources. That was aside. Number two, about the question. I would like to summarize this way. The instruments you have been talking about, the debt instruments are contractual in nature. They give you what is written in the contract. It means if you have bought a bond at 10% coupon rate, you will be getting 10% semi-annually, okay? And that is it. It is contractual. That's why it is referred to as a fixed income asset. That is a debt instrument. The other one of shares, they don't pay fixed income. They pay you what is called a dividend. It means you are sharing both in profit and loss. So if the company does well, you gain. If they lose, you lose with them. So it is a risk-sharing instrument, which has proved to be profitable, and particularly in Rwanda, most of our listed companies are paying above 18% in dividends. But caution, dividend requires a long-term approach. When you are investing in shares, don't invest in the money that we need tomorrow. Otherwise, you might lose. Put in money that you are ready to leave aside for a while, and you grow with the company. You will never go wrong. Last, we are regulators. We make sure that all those instruments in the market are well profiled, they are well regulated, you are protected, your investment is always protected. We have even what we call an investor protection fund under CMA. So if anything happens, God forbid, we come to your rescue. So feel free, be bold enough to save, participate in the market, avoid scammers. Let's start the journey together. I take this opportunity, therefore, to close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. I think all the question what was asking to me has been responded. What I can add it is that when you buy shares, it is not only for the dividends. There is what we call also capital gain. Maybe you buy like a Berua today at 300, then after it goes higher up to 600. That gap is what we call capital gain. I think everyone who needs to do investment can have what we call a CSD account. It is an account you open with us. It's free of charge. You need to have all 2 passport photos and copy of your ID. It's free for that to open that account. When you buy bonds and shares, it goes to that account that you have opened with us. So I've brought some copies. If you want, I will fill you the form. Or maybe I can give you my contact. You may send me an email. You can write down my number is 0788 29 6967. If you send me a WhatsApp, I will reach out, I will respond. Or if you send an email, I will get back to you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much for your attention and for your time. I would like to announce the end of this meeting. It's coming to its closure. I would like to first thank you so much for your time, for your attention. I know this was very hard the hunger, the time, the whatever. But thank you so much for your time and for your patience. I would like to ask for a very big round of applause for the panelists. Thank you so much, Mr. Andy Sanze. Thank you so much, Dr. James. Thank you so much, Mr. Twagirayezu. Thank you so much, Dr. Albert. Thank you so much for everyone for your time. And as we are closing, I would like to give Dr. Albert time to give the closing remark as well as the closing prayer, because he prayed for us when we were starting, so he would also pray for us when we are ending this. And then as we end this, there will be a group photo there outside. Do not just leave like that. Let's pass there to take a group photo. Then thank you so much for the work that I was delighted to be the moderator. Thank you so much.
Let's clap for Queen. Thank you so much, Queen, for moderating. Hasn't she done a good job? Yes, let's clap for her. Very good. We've learned a lot. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sparing time to come. We are really honored, and indeed we've been empowered. What do I take from here? Saving starts today. It starts now. Number 2, anybody can save. Whatever you have, your income, you can save. That can be possible. If you remember what Dr. James said, if we want to break the chains of poverty, we need to think differently. We need to change how we think. And so, let us start saving before we spend. And the products are there. We want to thank you all for coming. This was brought to us especially or organized in conjunction with the Faculty of Economics and Management. So we are happy that all of you are here, and the management also has supported this program. Thank you so much. God bless you. Please come again. After the group photo, we are going to get, we can ask for their numbers or their contacts so that we'll be able to keep in touch with them. This journey has just started. Thank you so much. Let us pray. Can we stand up? We pray and then we go for a photo. We are praying. Eternal Father in heaven, we are thankful that you've been with us. We are grateful for this time we've had, whereby we've been able to learn. We pray, therefore, for life, strength, and the opportunity to put this that we've been given into practice. May we be like that Asian who was able to take the capital and start his business, and was able to be of influence across the nation. Bless us today and forevermore. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's go for a photo. Let's go for a group photo, and then we'll be done well.